Very good morning to all of you. Dr. Ashok Khosla, Trustee Club of Rome, Shri Ranjit Barthakur, Secretary General Club of Rome, Lieutenant General Arun Kumar Sani, distinguished members of the audience. I think Ranjit gave a very, very good overview of what's going to be taking place in the next 2 days, and he brought everything together very, very beautifully. All of us are gathered today in Delhi at the annual conference of the Club of Rome and to ponder over the vital question securing the forests, land and soils for all, with an intent of enabling healthy ecosystems through coherence in both policy and action. While this may appear ambitious, it's nonetheless necessary for our survival as a society on planet Earth. I must congratulate the Club of Rome for having brought together a stellar array of brilliant minds with deep policy expertise and practical experience. Several important themes have been identified for due deliberation during the next 2 days. As the Indian economy is poised to grow at a world-leading rate, may also be opportune to consider whether there is an implicit duality between the productivity of nature and the efficiency of the economy. I look forward to hearing your insights on how such a duality may be overcome through new knowledge, new science and new practices. Another important concern for all of us assembled here is one that centers on inclusive growth. How do we realize the vision of Sabke Saath, Sabka Vikas? As forest lands are open for resource extraction or infrastructure development, how do we ensure that our brothers and sisters who have historically earned a livelihood from the forests are not left behind? How do we ensure that the welfare of women and children is an integral aspect of the growth that we might pursue? A partial answer to this vexing question lies in the forest itself, for if we can understand how to maintain and if necessary restore the health of the forest, perhaps the forest might let us continue to be Vanaja, that is forest-born people. The health of the forest is an incredibly important and interesting aspect that we must deliberate upon. India has an incredible diversity of life, and the idea of the forest is deeply embedded in our civilizational ethos. The English word jungle has its origins in the Sanskrit jangala, and in our classical Ayurvedic text, the jungle is extremely important to health of humans, animals and plants. In the view of our ancients, a healthy jungle is mandatory for our own health. It was evident to them that the medicines, preventive and palliative required by humans, animals, plants and trees are to be found within the jungle itself. In fact, our ancestors understood the landscape, its flora and fauna, both in ecological terms and systematically related to the therapeutics. Such an insight into the landscape ecology might perhaps even predate the Vedic culture, for the classical Sangam literature of Tamil Nadu has a clear delineation of landscape along ecological and therapeutic axis with attention to the flowers, fruits and animals, trees and weather patterns. For example, in Sangam literature, Mullai refers to the forested landscape. Evidently, even as early as the Sangam period, nature had already come to be a second nature and is characterized by, among other things, several different types of medicinal honeys. The availability of honey from rock bees, for example, might be subtle but precise indicator of the health of a forest. Other subtle yet leading indicators of the health of various ecosystems are well known to our forest dwellers. Our scientists would do well pay heed what could be mistaken as mere folklore. Tomorrow we will focus more deeply on the three intertwined themes of water, land and soil. We all need to be concerned on how landscapes might be restored and how the critical role played by both the soil and the water. A couple of years, my team undertook a remote sensing study of soil health in the Gangetic Plain. I was shocked to learn of vast tracts of sodic soil in the most fertile Gangetic plains. Even more startling were the satellite pictures of entire villages abandoned like ghost towns because of the spread of salinity. We usually associate water, apa in Sanskrit, with cleansing properties. However, what we saw was that water had led to the toxic sodification of vast stretches of Sultanpur. I look forward to your valuable thoughts on possible approaches to the restoration of land and soil health and the role of water in ensuring the health of forests and thereby our own health. Finally, tomorrow afternoon, following these focused deliberations, We'll have a powerful panel to bring together the legal, financial, and policy framework necessary to ensure a healthy ecosystem. We hope to end on a positive and practical note with a set of action points for all of us. Let me again welcome you all to this annual conference of the Club of Rome and wish you all a very productive couple of days together. Thank you so much.